Hey everybody, wanted to make this video going over some tips and tricks for Bit Heroes Quest. This video is really going to be all about advice, nothing about like what familiars you should use or what equipment you should try to go for. I wanted to really give valuable information that will last your entire playthrough. So here's definitely some tips and tricks I wish I had gotten as a beginner starting out in Bit Heroes. My first tip is every single time that you level up, you get a full energy refresh. So sometimes, you'll be near full energy and you're like probably one dungeon away from leveling up. So what I recommend is coming into your crafting, and if you make a currency, you can actually craft raid shards using energy and a small amount of gold. You will make the gold back by just running the raids. And really, like if you have a couple hundred extra energy and you're about to get a full refill, you might as well be using a couple of raids. Now, really closely related to that, you could choose to do zeals instead of raids. That's up to you. But just make sure you're not wasting that extra energy. Either try to use it all running through heroic dungeons or turn it into raid shards or zeals. My next tip is consumables. If you jump into the shop and you look under the boost section, you'll find a lot of consumables cost a lot of gems, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend those. However, the common ones, like this minor item find scroll, gives you item find plus 25% for a 24-hour period, and it only costs 10,000 gold. Minor experience tome, similar story, but for XP. Minor gold potion, no matter what, this is always worth it. As long as you're using, most of your energy and resources throughout the day, you're definitely going to make more than 5,000 gold back. And the minor speed kicks are the one exception to this. If you have all day to play and you're not worried about using all of your resources, you've got maybe a few hours to play and you always run out, this you could save 5,000 gold on. However, I always buy these and use them. Small tip to go along with it is you don't have to buy them one by one. You can buy them in bulk. And if you ever see them come on sale, make sure you stock up. Consider a 50 times 50 because that'll last you the next 50 days. And you'll really be wanting to pop these every day. So once you've bought them, just jump in here. You can filter to consumables. I like to. And you'll find them all right here. Here's the gold, XP, item find, and the shoes for speed. And you just drink them like this. And then once you have them, you can see, I've got boosts from all that, and I'm ready to go. Now, another way to get boosts is through watching ads. If you can't afford or you don't want to afford paying for Permagore, good news is that you can watch 5 ads per day to activate AdGore. I would highly recommend this. I know it's annoying, but it probably takes just a few minutes to watch 5 ads, and it gives you a huge boost for 4 hours. I mean, you saw that these were 25% boosts for 24 hours. These are twice as strong as that. And it's for item find, experience, capture rate, gold find, and movement speed. So the same 4 we just boosted, I'm getting boosted again. So if you're doing both of these tips every day, you'll have plus 75% to item find, XP, capture rate, gold, and movement speed, which will really accelerate your grind and boost your chances of getting good items and everything. A couple of quick tips regarding settings. I would highly recommend in your settings to turn off animations. Now, this is really similar to the speed kicks tip where if you have unlimited time to play and you never, run out of time or have to go somewhere or whatever, time doesn't matter to you, then you can disregard this. But if you're like me, I have not unlimited time. I usually run out of time before all my resources are used. So I'm trying to be quick when I play Bit Heroes. Sometimes I've only got 10 minutes between, errands or something where I'm trying to jump on and I'm trying to grind as much as I can. And this really helps. So the animations, they all start ticked on like this, and they all basically take extra time. So the battle animation is your hero going over to swing at the enemy, and the enemy is gonna cast a spell, and you can see him casting a spell. Honestly, I think it looks good, but it takes time, so we turn it off. The victory is really similar. Every time you win, There's a little victory screen. It takes a little, you know, half a second, but half a second times thousands of battles adds up. The fusion, you know, this one is probably the least impactful one because you don't fuse monsters all that often, but you will be fusing in the game probably hundreds of times, and watching that fusion screen will slow you down. So I would recommend just turning them all off. It'll speed up your gameplay, basically speeding up your progress. My next step has to do with the auto persuading and auto declining of familiars. You know, I don't ever use gems, so I always persuade with gold. I would recommend just keeping common, rare, and epic on. I like to manually do legendary and mythic, but you know, it wouldn't be a bad idea to turn these on. But really the tip comes down to the decline duplicates. You know, I think the game starts with this off. It starts maybe like this, and I would recommend turning on common and rare. Epic, legendary, and mythics, you do not want to be missing those chances. You do not want to automatically decline. But common and rares, despite it being called rare, they are pretty common. You will have no problem if you're farming for a certain fusion and you need certain familiars that are rare. You will be able to get them pretty easily. So declining these will save you, I mean, it costs like 5,000 per attempt, and if you're running a dungeon, you know, 10 times, and you're getting like 4 or 5 attempts per dungeon, I mean, you'll be saving thousands and thousands and thousands of gold. And with so many crafting recipes requiring millions of gold, every gold piece counts, and in the long run, this will save you millions. Speaking of saving millions, I don't know if this will save you millions, but a big piece of advice when you have limited gems and you're a free-to-play player, or you don't want to buy too many gems, or maybe you did buy gems and you really want to make them count. Make sure you're waiting. Like, let's say I have my eyes set on an offensive accessory. First off, you probably shouldn't buy the small ones. They're usually just worse. You know, if you can guarantee yourself at least one rare and it's the same value per gem, save up for the bigger ones. However, even better than that, wait until these come on a sale. All of these will eventually be on a sale in the featured section, and there will be a big discount. You can see like large offensive accessory box. We were just looking at that, 1,000 gems. If we look in the featured, large offense accessory box for 850. This is where you want to use all your gems, and perhaps even a better idea would be getting this one. Make sure you know what you're getting yourself into. Make sure you're looking at the odds. You know, this has 21% chance of legendary, and that's, at the end of the day, all you should care about is getting that legendary. So 21% chance, 5,000 gems, 850. You know, there's a legendary in there, but it's only got a 3% chance. So, you know, about 7 times higher for not 7 times the price. You know, this is the value. This is what you want to be buying. I know it costs more gems. I know it costs, you know, you have to wait to build the gems and wait for it to be on sale. But in the long run, you know, the ultra long run, which in Bit Heroes, we're all in it for the long grind, the long haul, the long run. It matters, and you really want to be making your gems count. A very fundamental and I think obvious tip is to join a guild. I think most people are in a guild, and it's really important that you stay in a good guild. The biggest reason being perks. You can see right away there's some really good perks. Item find, gold find, XP, capture rate, like, and movement speed. Like those alone should be the reason why you join a high level guild. But then you also get resources, so tickets, tokens, badges, shards, energy, and all of their regens and zeals. So you get more maximum resources, higher regen rates, higher of the, you know, gold, XP, item find, movement speed. It's really good. Being in a guild boosts your progress by so much. And also, if you get into a good guild, you know, I've got our guild leader here. He's tier 19, which is the current tier. And he just carries me through every single raid. He's an absolute beast. So if you can get in a good guild with good players as well, they can help you carry you through some really difficult content. This last one's a little goofy, but don't forget to fish, guys. I know it's not everybody's favorite, but it gives rewards, pretty good rewards. I mean, here's stat points. Sometimes it's gems. I mean, 50 gems. I am guilty of not fishing every day, not getting my points up. You know, you can see I'm only at 50. I need to listen to this advice a little more. But by not fishing, you know, I'm giving up rune fragments, mount guts, gems, and gold. It takes time, so, you know, do this when you have some free time. But the more you fish, the better gear you'll get for fishing, the faster and more efficient you'll get at getting rare fish for more points and climbing up the ranks and points. So don't forget to fish for those weekly rewards. And going hand in hand with that, you know, if you're forgetting to do, you know, either GVG, Gauntlet, Trials, Expedition, or PvP in a week, you're going to miss all rewards. Even if you are really bad at the game, I'm sure you can get the bottom rank pretty easily. So just try your best to do all the activities every week and make sure you're getting on the leaderboards at least somewhere, because those rewards are slow to come by and hard to grind for outside of these events. Another piece of advice, if you're questing and you're stuck on a flag, one thing that can be really helpful is knowing what moves your enemies have. So if you go into a battle, and I didn't know this for a long time, so hopefully this is helpful. If you click on an enemy, it shows their abilities, and you can tell, okay, this guy can only hit the closest enemy, and he can heal and hit the closest enemy. Like, all right, I know that my tank needs to be in the front, and I don't have to do anything with these people in the back. This person, closest enemy, deals damage to all enemies, and can heal teammates. Okay, that's a healer. I want to take them out so they can't heal their teammates. But he can hit everybody, so where I'm positioning doesn't matter. Now, if I look at this guy, target to the closest enemy and to target enemy. So target enemy, he'll hit whoever he wants. It's usually the weakest character because they're kind of smart. But sometimes you'll see like a move that says like it will hit the closest 2 enemies, or it will hit the closest 3 enemies. And in that case, like if this was hit the closest 2, since I have the lowest health on my team, I would put myself in the back. Right now it doesn't matter since they have target and hit all, but just one more piece of advice that might help you win in a dungeon battle. So I was able to find an example in this dungeon of someone who does hit the closest 2 enemies. And this guy hits all or target. This guy hits just the closest, so I am going to actually put myself in the back as the squishiest character, and hopefully that helps me beat this flag I've been stuck on. And there we go, actually. Wasn't as hard as I remember it, but anyways, that's all for this video. I hope you all were able to find something that was helpful for you, whether it was a small tip or a big tip. Everything helps, and especially when you're going to be in the grind, as they say. You know, you're going to be doing thousands and thousands of dungeons. Little tweaks spread over thousands of dungeons make big differences. So keep that in mind. Good luck with the grind, everybody. This is the first video on my channel, so in the comments, you know, please let me know if you have any tips, and I might make a second video with tips and tricks including it. Or, you know, just leave a comment letting me know how I did, or what you'd like to see out of my channel in the future. I've been trying to stream a little bit of Bit Heroes over the last week, and I'm hoping to continue. You can find me on Twitch at BitVsAndy, or I'm also going to be streaming on YouTube at BitVsAndy. But that's all for this one, folks. Good luck in the grind, and take care.